All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How's
Cheers.
that feel? Cheers.
I have a drink.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a Surfside. What's?
There you go.
I've got the lemonade
You want
vodka.
some of
No, not funny. Finally drinking on the podcast. First one.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. I'm not
How's
pregnant.
it feel?
Not pregnant. It feels great to not be pregnant.
How's it feel? How's it feel to be the last person on earth to have a Surfside?
Right? I know. I always say I never had a Surfside because I was only not pregnant for 4 months. And I think they came out right then. Or you guys just started drinking them around then. So I missed out. I missed the boat.
Yeah.
And this is my third one.
Right around this time last year. Oyster House.
And I was nursing, with Murphy. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome. Episode 11. You got Marykate and Vince this week. We're super excited to be here. Last week was Jordan, Cole, and
Who else
Jade.
do we have here?
We have our newest addition with us. Baby Wins.
Baby Wins.
He's here. He is here. Baby number 2 is alive. He is here. He made his entrance into the world June 12th, and we love him. It's crazy having 2. How do you feel?
Very much excited that he's here.
Yes, and I'm not pregnant anymore.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I would rather take newborn over last month of pregnancy of
the
my
end
wife.
is awful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because with the newborn, there's a solution /
to the problems, right?
something you can do, and you feel like you're contributing as the husband,
as the dad.
Yeah. For the last few months, I kind of just felt like I wasn't really contributing.
You couldn't do anything.
No, there's nothing to do for you. Once the baby's down in bed and you're just
I'm just complaining and crying.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, yeah. Cause
the end of pregnancy is no joke. The last couple weeks are hell.
Yeah, because I'm kind of just suck it up.
Right. You just don't sleep and you're miserable and whatever. So we'll do a mom episode another day and talk all about the ins and outs of being pregnant and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, if you're wondering what we've been doing,
keeping 2 small humans alive.
And also, a random first for us. I don't know if anybody else has this, but first time in our adult lives that Marykate and I have a TV in our bedroom.
Yeah, we added a TV to our bedroom.
Yep.
That's such a funny thing to talk about.
Guess we had one in college. I had one, but it was just computer.
No, we didn't have, either of us didn't have them in our college rooms.
No, yeah.
We were so broke, we didn't have TVs.
Did not have TVs.
No, we added a TV to our room because Murphy's crazy and she wants to gouge his eyes out. So when we need her to chill, we put Miss Rachel on.
Yeah.
And we have the TV in our room now. That's been a big change for us.
Yeah, huge change.
I think it's temporary.
Yeah, but also, we used to go to bed way earlier, but...
Right, we used to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Now we're up with him, so...
These people, they come out, they're nocturnal.
Watch a show.
Yeah, they are nocturnal, so... Yeah, we've been watching...
the pregnancy episode. Yeah, babies come out nocturnal. It's wild.
Yeah, we've been watching Scandal, so...
Scandal.
Yeah, if there's any Scandal fans out there, I'm down to talk about some Scandal.
Yeah. We're on season 3. But yeah, so we had a baby. Recap of the weekend. Recap of the week, we had a baby. Winslow's 2 weeks old today. Murph is in swim lessons. We are full-blown parents. It's wild. But we're back. Today's my first day back in the office. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks old. We're here. Yeah, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. Yeah, I think I rushed back a little fast with her. And people are going to think I'm nuts. I'm 2 weeks with him. And I'm like, I took my time coming in this time. Gave myself 2 weeks this time.
It is a lot for you.
Yeah, it's a lot. No, but it's good to be back in the business, back at work. I don't like working from home. I start to go a little crazy, stir crazy.
We do have this beautiful office.
We have this beautiful office. Yeah. So what's going on today?
Just back. When you have kids, this is what your whole entire life looks like. You just talk about your kids. So
right.
Today's Winslow's first day in the office. And it's his first day in this carrier as well too. So
right, got a new carrier.
Yeah, got a new carrier. I'm pretty excited about it. So
Murph had swim lessons today.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. My. You need to explain some of this stuff as well.
Go
too.
ahead.
You can't just state a sentence.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. I don't know what they do on the Lady Gang podcast, but my podcasts are a little bit different. They go a little bit more in depth into stuff, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Pat, do you listen to podcasts? Right. Yeah. Give me an example. What podcast do you listen to?
It's Always Sunny podcast, pretty good one.
It's Always Sunny?
A little bit of Joe Rogan every now and then.
Okay, a little JRE.
Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. JRE. JRE, he goes in depth, right?
Right.
Yeah. This is where my wife and I have different philosophies on the podcast. I like the JRE go 3 hours deep.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, let's get this going.
Yeah, let's get this going.
Showing the road.
Let's get this going. But yeah, back to the story. My wife got me. I've always wanted a carrier. We have a carrier at home, and it's not the greatest.
It's not it.
Yeah, it gives me a. I know I like to show off. A lot of people love to comment on my thighs when I do the podcast because I wear the same shorts like every week. Yeah.
We're working on the wardrobes.
We're working on the wardrobe. Yeah. We're working on the bods again. We're getting back in shape with the bods. But my other carrier, you literally had to step into it. And it was so complicated. It felt like I was going friggin' mountain climbing.
It looks like a parachute.
Yeah. And it gives you the bulge for when you go rock climbing on the Ocean City Boardwalk with your family.
Enough. This one's much more glamorous.
This one's much more easier, right? Yeah. And he's loving it. So
far.
So we love that. I think what I'm most excited for getting back into it is like, with the pregnancy and stuff like that, we got into a mode where we were like sleeping in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with like him waking up at like 5:45 because like when Murph went through that phase, I think that's my time to shine.
I agree.
Like if I do that
sets
means
our day up.
Yeah, I've had a successful day.
I agree.
Yeah.
So let's keep that rolling. You hit the 5 a.m. shift with him.
Right? Yeah.
So I can sleep.
Yeah, and
I don't mind the 2 a.m. shift if you take the 5.
No, yeah, and like literally, I did the 5 shift and
the 7.
I did the 5 shift, and then you turn right around, and there she is jumping on the side of the bed. I'm like, oh my god, 6:15.
She's ready.
Like, here we go.
Murph's ready to start her day.
Yeah, but this is what 2 kids looks like, and yeah, we are very excited to grow our family. For those of you who are asking, I'm getting a vasectomy. You're getting birth control. We're doing double birth control.
We're tripling up.
We're tripling up. So, number 3 is not coming anytime soon.
Don't even ask. My God, or maybe never. We'll see.
No,
we'll see. We're gonna enjoy 2 for a little bit.
Yes, we are most definitely going to enjoy 2.
People are like, "Did you guys plan that?" I'm like,
no, we did not plan it. And then also. Just a random coincidence as well too. So if you guys noticed, we have picked up some of our social media content. So we hired a girl at the beginning of the year, and then it like wasn't a fit for whatever reason, and then we just hired our new guy Pat, and Pat is crushing it. So Pat's here with us in studio today. We love Pat
in studio today and every time. Thank God.
So wild. We talked about this in the team group chat a little bit, but just wanted to touch on it while we have Pat here as well too. Maybe Pat can chime in as well too. So we live in Pat's grandfather's house. Correct. Yeah. So Pat's former grandfather, we bought it off of Pat's dad, and then we just randomly met Pat. So I'm sure we'll do a Pat reveal episode one of these days.
One of these episodes.
Right? Yeah. People want to know.
What does he look like?
They see a guy with hair, but they're like, "Who is this guy?" Right? Yeah. So we got to dig into this guy.
Facts.
But Winslow was born on the 4th anniversary of Pat's grandfather passing.
Weird.
How old was he when he passed?
101.
101
and how
years
often
old.
do I say we got 100 years on this planet, me and you?
100 years. My wife says she wants to live
I
to 100.
want to live to 100, and both
and
kids
Winslow,
will live to 100.
He looks like a little old man.
He does look like a little old man.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah. So what was his name? Jumbo? We call him James.
We almost named him Winslow James.
Yeah,
Weird.
Winslow James was number 2. I still feel a pull to it, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes. No, I like
Is there
Patrick.
an Apostle James or something like that? Yeah. That might be Winslow. Your confirmation name's already selected.
Yeah, we already picked it.
Winslow James
Kilpatrick James.
Yeah, Winslow Kilpatrick James, right?
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I love it.
But what didn't they call him Jumbo? Jumbo Elliott?
My dad about that.
Yeah, ask your pops. I'm pretty sure they called him Jumbo.
Maybe like on the Force.
So, yeah, maybe on the Force. But
interesting.
Just a wild coincidence there. So we definitely believe in that stuff, and
I feel his presence all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
100%.
Yeah, I feel random breezes, or Murph will start looking up. I'm sure he'll start to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we feel it all the time.
100%.
I never saw him anywhere but that little chair he had in the living room.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure that's your house.
Yeah.
Where the couch is.
Yeah.
He would sit facing the window, little old
So
corner
funny.
TV. I think the TV was like
Massive. Yeah. Massive TV. Yeah.
It just
It's
watch
wild.
baseball games. He had that big magnifying glass that goes to the TV.
Oh my God.
We
I
need to
love
get
that.
your dad in here, and we need to like sit down with him and
Talk
just like
about it.
recap the whole experience.
Where the rocker is that I rock Murphy in is right where the toilet was. So I'm always like, this is I don't know. It's just weird to think about how
That
many
is
people
funny.
have probably sat right where I've sat.
That is funny.
It's weird.
Yeah, but so there's that. We'll put a pin in that story.
Yeah.
Save it for another time. Also, in the meantime, while we're talking about the house, we had a pet live with us for the past.
We did. Oh my God.
You
We
can talk
had a
about
pet the
this.
last couple of days. Yeah. So we're not. You said we go to bed early. We always go to bed early, but
Like
since,
8:30, like,
yeah,
right after
but
we put Murph
since
down.
we've had him, we've been up a lot more. I was up pumping, nursing, whatever with him the last couple nights, and we had a mouse. We had a mouse. It was like our second night home from the hospital, and I'm sitting there like pumping at 3 a.m., like wanting to jump off a cliff, and there's a big fat mouse that starts running around our kitchen,
Yep.
and it was a fat mouse.
Big mouse.
I think it's been there a while.
Probably.
It's been enjoying Murphy's leftovers.
Yeah,
for
because we wouldn't
months.
know because
we would never know they're nocturnal. So and we're never downstairs.
never downstairs.
We literally lately have been putting Murphy to bed at like 7:38, and then we just
Yep.
go right to our room and go to bed. Because I was pregnant, exhausted, miserable, so I would just go straight to bed. So that's when the mouse has had its time to shine. But now I've been up, but we did catch the mouse.
We caught the mouse.
Vincent
and
killed the mouse.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So very.
Lots been happening in the Garman household.
Yeah.
Too much. We need a break.
I'm very proud of my efforts there. Yeah. That mouse.
It took like 4 nights to catch.
He gave us a run for our money. Yeah,
He
he was
did.
smart too.
Smart mouse, fat mouse.
Because we saw him, he would start coming out. He'd come out at like 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And some other people saw him
And he
too.
was a
Didn't Brennan and
cocky
Cole see
mouse.
him?
Brennan saw him, Cole saw him.
Yeah, and like
he was
the
cocky.
traps would be set, and he'd go up and he'd sniff them,
And go around
and
him.
he'd run right past them. I was like, this dude.
Yeah, he was a smart mouse. Then you finally got him.
Yep. Well,
Peanut
finally
butter.
got him. I
Peanut butter
on
got
peanut
him.
butter, and I moved one of the traps. Mm-hmm. I put it right under Murphy's
Right
high
under
chair.
her high chair, because that's where he's been getting all his good food.
Did you hear it go off?
No.
No, came
we
down in the
didn't.
morning and found it pumped.
We sleep hard, and we got so many sound machines in our house right now.
pumped. I
You'd
was
never
pumped
hear
when I
it.
saw it.
Poor baby. He's
Yeah,
waking
poor
up.
baby's waking up. But yeah,
All right.
so that's what's been going on in the Garmin household. If you've
It's a
been
lot.
wondering.
Let's jump into the segment, the T on DE. The Team T, we had our client appreciation event last week.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting. It was our second time. We had it last year. It was a huge success. We had happy hour Docklands t-shirts, and then we went to the Blue Rocks. We had around 30 people last year.
Yep.
Big success. It was a very hot day, beautiful night. We had a really awesome event last year. We met as a team like in January and decided to just run back the same exact event, and we unfortunately got rained out this year.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda, no, fully got rained out.
Yeah, Blue Rocks. The Blue Rocks did get rained
The Blue
out.
Rocks got fully canceled.
Yeah, yeah, and it is funny because it was also a reschedule of an earlier rain game for them. So,
Right.
you know, the Blue Rocks
Major bummer.
major bummer there.
But we'll reschedule the game. And we had like, how many people signed up? 60? Almost
I think
70?
our final count was like 78 tickets.
Yeah, we had 78
so
tickets.
that
So
was
now we have
huge.
like $1,000 credit to the Blue Rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we got to go ahead and
we got cash in. on the Blue
we got to
Rocks,
get those
yeah.
tickets, baby.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
reschedule that.
Maybe the Blue Rocks can give us an upgraded VIP
Maybe.
booth experience.
Yeah. Because what's better than a booth at the Blue Rocks?
You ever been to the booth at the Blue Rocks?
Yes.
Who got you in there?
I've been there a couple times.
Oh, a couple times. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, thanks for the wink. But yeah, it was a good. We still had the happy hour. We still had like 30.
Shout out Joe
40 people
McCarthy,
come.
past client. He's the one who hooked that up.
I know.
By the way,
We still had like 30, 40 people come. We just had happy hour, and it was great. I brought the baby for a hot 20 minutes.
It was a good time. It was a good time, and it is nice to get out and see like different parts of the city. Like
We never go to the riverfront.
no, we never go to the riverfront, but Docklands was mobbed on
Packed.
a Wednesday
Because everyone that got canceled for the Blue Rocks went to Docklands that night.
saw so many people.
It was packed.
Yeah, it was a great time.
They
Great
had a band.
vibes.
It was a
Live
Wednesday
music,
night. They had
yeah.
live music on a Wednesday night in the rain.
On a Wednesday in the rain, and
Wild.
that bar.
It's Barclays. It's a lot of Barclays because you see them all come in with their laptop bags.
But that bar was 2-3 deep.
Yeah,
Which I
packed.
thought was like very
They've
I was
got
like,
good
wow.
pizza there. They've got a lot of good stuff. They got a lot going for them.
good for Docklands. Yeah,
Good for Docklands.
Good for Docklands. Docklands also has a beautiful outdoor setup
Beautiful. That outdoor area is awesome.
as well too.
Yeah, my sister's wedding, the post party was there. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
All right, so local tea. I just kind of made this like a blank statement. Out of nowhere, we've had like a bunch of trolley listings pop up. So kind of
Correct.
changing gears to real estate. Out of nowhere, like Cole keeps tagging me, like, post this on Charlie Trends, post this on Charlie Trends, listing of the week. And I'm like, I can't pick a listing of the week because you keep tagging me in them every day.
Sure.
Out of nowhere, 19806 has been popping off. What are your thoughts?
Correct. So a few things here. So what I would say is real estate tends to be a copycat game. So you get a lot of, oh, my neighbor got that, I think I get this.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, they got that for that?
Right.
My house is way better.
Yeah, it's so
way
true.
better, right?
Oh, that's a 2-bed, 1.5 bath. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah. And the other thing about it too is like, is there a monetary valuation to this? For sure, right? These people are turning around and, selling these houses still at record prices and stuff.
Right.
But, these people, they're moving on for whatever reason. So, like, just thinking back to some of the houses and, like, some of the conversations that we've had recently, like, in residential real estate, what we do is we work with people who are either moving away from pain or towards pleasure. So, like, yes, there is a monetary, valuation on some of this stuff for sure, or else these people like wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
And we'll hop into that in a little bit. But what our CEO most recently talked about, he was calling it handcuffs. But these people are either moving towards pleasure or away from pain. So what does that mean, right? So like most recently, the renovated house on Chalcross. Like I believe that was like a divorce situation, right? So those people were getting divorced. They've had the house for a while.
They're going from pain.
Yeah. So they're moving away. One of our most recent listing appointments, the gentleman passed away. So he left the house to his cousin, and now hey, we're going to be moving away from this pain, right?
Right.
So or like with some of these houses, you can see these people who have bought these houses very recently. So when I say very recently, like we're talking just before the pandemic.
Right. So 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. So 3 to 4 years, right? So in the last 3 to 4 years, a good number that I continually see popping up is about 10% year over year, right? Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Okay, that means, hey, Vince, I bought my house for $315,000. This is a house on Chalcross right now. Bought my house for $315,000 in 2020 or 2021.
Sure.
Right? So 10% year over year. So 31.5, 31.5, 31.5. Now 2 to 3 years later, now that same house that they bought for $315 is now listed at $425.
Right.
Right. There's been some updates to it. They've done the kitchen. They've done some work, and there's also been some market, just general appreciation there.
Right.
So maybe that's a person who, hey, I've lived here for 3 years. I have a couple kids now. I'm done with this city life. I want to, take my $100K
and put it somewhere
whatever
else.
My principal balance is,
right.
And I can go throw that, at a $400,000, $500,000 house in North Wilmington and still have, a similar mortgage payment.
Right.
Right.
Depending on your interest rate and what you buy.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah, correct. So,
it's true.
Yeah. That's
and
what we
they're going
see.
towards pleasure.
Yep. Yeah. So it's not only just in Trolley, but you see it in other areas as well too. So, one place that we're seeing it, Jade has a house under contract in Middletown. Hilarious street name. It's called Silky Dogwood.
Silky
Dogwood. No BS. If you look up, there are like 7 houses currently going through transactions in Silky Dogwood, and you'll see that. Especially in like these newer construction communities. So this one's down in Middletown. It's newer construction. It's only a few years old. These people, they got in at their prices right before the pandemic, $400,000. We're seeing it in that. I don't know if we can say. Okay, are we allowed to say client names or no? Like Steve Weathers' neighborhood.
Yeah.
So Steve Weathers' neighborhood, new construction neighborhood in Media, Pennsylvania. They all bought their houses between like $400,000 and $450,000. They're selling right now, 2-3 years later, for $625,000 to $650,000.
Right.
Right.
Good investment.
Yeah. It's decent. Like, so a couple things, that we have working, against us per se. Is there still just a lack of inventory, right? And like I'm almost jealous of our team, the Jade, Connor, and Cole, in the sense of like they weren't in real estate in 2017. Even when we were working for Lang, 15, 16, 17, starting to dabble into real estate. Didn't really get into it until 2018.
Right. Sure.
Right. Yeah. But like I feel like what we were talking about, the gas pedal literally went down during COVID in residential real estate, which is 95% of what we do.
Yeah.
And it's just been a wild ride. So in terms of like, houses popping up, it's, a copycat thing. Hey, my neighbor got this. It's emotional. So it's not like commercial real estate. Like,
right.
And, some like residential agents we get like bagged on and stuff. Like, I know like my boys at DSM, like they definitely just like rip on me all day.
They love us.
They love us, but like they got to rip on like me and Georgie all day, right? For like selling houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hilarious.
It's hilarious
right?
what we do.
Yeah, but
it's simple, but it's just hard enough.
Yeah.
And it's so emotional. It's so different than commercial.
Correct.
I could do a whole. We should have Alec in here. We could do a whole thing about how different it is.
Yeah, breakdown. I would love to get those dudes in here and just like see like what their honest like opinion is, because like they're all friends. Like we're all friends here. Right. Like it's all still like the same like
all
class
the DSM
of real estate.
Guys, right?
Yeah. They're just in like different majors,
right?
Sort of deal. But like I am sometimes jealous of them. Maybe not jealous, but like envious. Is just like, okay, like to you it's just a math equation basically. Yeah. Right? Like, hey, does this tenant have the financials, right?
Do they want to be
so
here?
non-emotional, right? Here it's like, dude, we are like a therapist for these people sometimes.
Like you said, the divorces, the deaths, the insert here.
Yeah. And then like on top of that, like what we try to do is like we just do our best to remain emotionless,
right?
Because the whole entire process,
we're just messengers.
Yeah, is very emotional. So you're dealing with people who have such a high expectation. You're so like under the gun. Oh, well, my neighbor, they sold their house in 3 days, like over asking, right?
Right.
And you're looking at us and you're like, hey, dude, like that was 6 or 7 months ago. Like interest rates were different, market was different, right? And like, hey, we don't have XYZ compared to them, sort of deal. So it's just like trying to just, work through. There's a lot going on. You
just hit like 10 topics and just the trolley listings popping up. But I love it. It's good. Each one of those things could be a podcast in itself. But no, overall new trolley listings popping up, and it's crazy to see the prices. Like we pulled up a open house that you did in 2019, house in the Highlands. What was it, 329?
335. We listed at 325 and it sold 10K over.
Yeah, and that was a house in the Highlands that's now worth 500 plus. And that was...
Yeah, you do the math. That
2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that house was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
So 330.
All right, let's not get into the math. Okay, but it is significantly appreciated. So now we're looking at trolley houses at 400, 425. Mm-hmm. Like you're not getting a 3-bedroom in trolley that's relatively updated for under 400 anymore. If it's a 3-bedroom with more than 1 bathroom. Yeah.
Just is what it is.
As long as it's on a decent street. But it's crazy. Yeah, so new trolley listings popping up. Like you said, the copycat effect. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a couple more hit soon. And this is now the influx of people that are going to settle, right before back to school. These people are settling in August. It's like, hey, I got to get in before my kids are back to school, or I got to sell before whatever. So we are in like that kind of like busy, like burst of the summer. You always have a very busy September, October too.
Yeah, definitely do. But this is also one of my favorite times of the year.
Correct.
So
you always say this.
Yeah, for a few things. Number one, I am, a lack of a better term, I'm a total basic bitch.
Basic AF.
Basic AF. So the time change like really screws with me, and like when it gets dark early and stuff like that. So right now it's so nice.
Somebody will text you and be like, "Hey, can I look at this house?" And you're like, "Tonight, let's go tonight." Whereas like in the winter, you're like, "Let's go tomorrow," whatever. Now, because I'm in the group chats with you, and you're like, "Are you available tonight, 7:30? Let's go check out this house."
That's my new thing.
You would never do in the wintertime.
Yeah, new thing. Little sales tip for you here. If you're talking to someone and they want to like do something to gauge their like reality, hey, can you meet this afternoon?
Right.
Hey, can you meet tomorrow? Yeah.
Today.
Like try to make that appointment as soon as possible.
Maybe later this week. They're not interested.
Very good gauge of interest.
Yeah.
If someone's interested there. But so summertime. So a couple things. So number one, it's lighter out later, so you can work theoretically later.
I know the next one you're going to say.
Yeah. What's the next one?
You go on vacation, you always get busy.
Go on vacation, you always get busy. And then also, just in a market like where we're at, where it is 90 minutes, and a lot of people do have second homes, and a lot of people are going on vacation, and there's a huge, a scene of Wilmington people who just migrate down to Dewey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene of Delaware County people that just migrate down the shore.
Correct.
Right. So there is some like less competition out there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So to me, this is just a nice natural time. I think the two best times to buy real estate are between July 4th and Labor Day.
Well, look at it. It was running of the Bulls this weekend. Carolina and Jake were under contract this weekend. Everybody was at friggin' running of the Bulls.
We've put multiple houses under contract this weekend, and like
I know.
multiple offers out.
Because everybody was running of the Bulls.
Yep.
Less competition.
Yeah. So like I think there's less competition, right?
Yeah.
In this time frame. The second best time to buy a house, I think, is the holidays, like Thanksgiving,
Agreed.
Christmas, right? Yeah.
Less agents are working. They're on vacation. They're busy. They're not checking in with people. We are tuned in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that this is a fantastic time to buy real estate for sure.
I love it. All right, let's jump into the pop tea, and we'll make this one quick. Obviously, the big topic this week has been the submarine that's been down to see the Titanic.
Before
Pat and I
we
were what?
Talk about anything, we gotta say R.I.P.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Pat and I were talking, and if this was a week ago, we might have been like joking about it. Super sad. Like first, just want to say,
my God,
this whole situation's super
it's
sad.
ridiculously sad.
It's awful. Like it's absolutely awful. The guy with the son. Like I
do have some questions on it.
Yeah, and that's what I want to make more talk about, that kind of situation. So I just want to say, obviously, it's super unfortunate. If this was a week ago, we might be joking about it, but since then, we know it was a no-go. Those people are gone. Super sad. Awful tragedy. Like that will go down in history books as being awful tragedy. So I more wanted to talk to you about, like, in general, like, would you ever do something like that?
Hell no. The ocean scares me.
Hell no. Pat said the same thing. The ocean scares him.
Will not do open water.
No, he says no open water.
I get into like my kneecaps at the Jersey Shore. I go in the Atlantic Ocean like once or twice.
I said to him, like, growing up, I used to spend hours in the ocean, just like hours in the boogie board. I think it was just you're just naive. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know. Now I'm like, I just go into pee. Like, I'm like, get me out of this as soon as possible.
The three people in the room right now, has anyone done shark diving? Nose goes.
Right here. I told Pat about that as well. I did shark diving in South Africa with great white sharks.
How much respect for the ocean do you have?
So much. So much. Those sharks were huge. Yeah, I did this in Gans Bay in South Africa. Like the legitimate, this is where they filmed Shark Week. And I literally had like great white sharks biting at the cage in front of me. 20 years old, no kids. Different part of my life.
Yeah, 100%.
Never would do that again. I would never.
Did you touch a shark or no?
The fin, at one point the fin like hit the cage and it did hit my hand. Yeah. So I would say yes, I did touch it.
Wow.
I didn't reach out to touch it.
Yeah. So my question on this.
People did though. Like sometimes the shark would quietly go by. Sometimes it would bang into the cage. Sometimes it would just quietly go by and just like circle and go by. And some of the people reached out and touched it. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. My question here with this Titanic submersible.
Yeah.
Have people been down to the Titanic before?
Apparently they have.
Right.
Like the director of the movie has been down there.
James Cameron went down.
There's other ways to go down.
What I've seen, like 38 times.
Yeah.
So
there's other ways to go down. These people just went down a super shady way.
So should these people have maybe it should have been $500,000 to go down, or like $1 million to go down?
I don't know. They
like,
treated it. They treated it like it was like you're just skydiving. Like this is just the cost of whatever, going in my shoddy helicopter and jumping out, or my shoddy plane or whatever. Like that's what it was. It was just like going on the zipper at the freaking St. John's Festival and getting stuck. That's what it was.
Correct.
How sketchy is the zipper? How sketchy was the submarine? But the last thing I'll say about the submarine thing is, I saw on TikTok somebody did the math. Like $250K to a billionaire is $10 to someone that makes $40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it like that, like this was not a big deal to these people, because some people are like $250,000, that's insane, blah blah blah. It was $10 to a billionaire.
These people died over our McDonald's drive-thru order.
Not McDonald's just costs more than that. My McDonald's order these days is like $14. My pregnant order was, whatever. But just crazy. That whole thing, that whole situation's wild. But yeah, we'll get into the topic of the day, and we.
Last thing on the submarine, just to answer your two questions. Would you ever go in a submarine? No. Any interest in the Titanic?
Yeah, how do you go on the Titanic?
Yes, yeah. I got the two cassette tape special edition. Garmin family had it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we watched it a lot.
Cool. Why?
Jack and Rose, dude.
The
Beautiful love story.
Beautiful love story.
Leonardo DiCaprio, shout out.
Leo. Those two are still like besties.
Are they?
Yeah. They're like besties. He's always like loving on her and like
Kate Winslet?
Yeah, they're like best friends.
I mean,
still.
if she was 23 years old, he'd date her.
Exactly. Or less, or younger. 23 might be old for him. Anyway, so we're going to, overall, the theme of this podcast is adding to the team. Vincent and I obviously just added to our personal family team. And we are obsessed. We have our boy, we have our girl. We could be good with that. We'll see. But overall, we've added to our team a bunch in the last 2 years, even 18 months, I'll say, between Murphy, him, and it went from me, you, and Cole to me, you, Cole, Jade, Jordan, Connor, like very quickly.
And also in
Pat.
I would add in like, some of our like preferred vendors and like some of our clients that we've picked up who are repeat clients who do multiple transactions with us. Our
team is vastly grown.
Yeah. And, just the village around us has grown too. Throwing a Handsome Joe, you're throwing a Kelly Hughes. So
because we say all the time, like your family isn't always your family. Like you create your village, you create like your people, and our people have really, the people that have stepped up for us have been huge since having children. And so, our team has vastly grown. We were ranked number 10 in small teams in 2022 with Real Trends. Fun fact, Vincent hates like fake awards. Sometimes you see realtors like number 2 at Berkshire this month, and you're like, what the hell does that mean? So he'd never post that stuff. I always will try to push him to.
That respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
Respectfully.
Yeah, whatever. But we're not into that stuff. But Real Trends is like the real one, right? Like it's like, hey, we actually pulled the data. This is legitimate. This is everyone included. This is not your brokerage, my brokerage, whatever.
It's the most like apples to apples comparison.
It's the most real one, right? So it's a real award. We were on our way home with the baby when Morabito called and let us know that we were ranked number 10 in small teams. So we were super excited. I didn't really understand what it meant. He had to explain it to me because I'd never heard of Real Trends. So we're number 10 in small teams. Small teams is considered 5 agents or less, which in 2022 we are exactly 5 agents. So really exciting. We are all
super pumped.
30 and under, and in 2022 we were 29. So for 2022, our entire team was made up of 20-year-olds.
Yep.
And we're super, super proud. Like, holy 100%. Shit, number 10, we're all under 30. It's very hard in this business, especially being young. But our team is just full of hustlers. We all work our asses off, and we're super, super proud.
100%. I love these guys. And like the biggest, thing that it seems like they all have, and like what successful people have, and like if someone literally our sales manager Michael Morabito asked me, he said, hey dude, like why do you think like what is like your secret to success, like how
I think a lot of people are wondering.
And like literally it's just I show up every day.
Correct.
Like that
and all of us do.
Correct. And they all do, and they all do in spades.
We're all available all the time.
Yeah, and I'm super proud of all of them.
Yes, and we're a true team. I've said this in the podcast before. We actually all work together as a team.
100%.
So if Connor's on a bachelor party over the weekend, somebody shows up for his settlement. Somebody shows up for his showings. Yep. And there's no questions asked. There's no, oh yeah, Venmo me $50 per showing, or oh yeah, cut me in the deal for 10%. Like it's no bullshit. Like we actually all help each other out.
Yeah, 100%. And I cannot say it enough. Like just so proud of the team and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess
sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, right? And I think that's where we're trying to figure out, like, hey, what does this thing like look like, sort of deal. And I would say on my Steve Shaw call today, our real estate coach, my real estate coach Steve, he was talking about, sometimes you need to take the foot off the gas pedal to see and look, hey, how am I applying the gas? Right before you can put it back on.
What kind of gas am I putting in this car?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And you can see it with us and our team sort of deal, like, hey, why is your team so successful? What are your agents doing to get offers accepted in this very difficult market? Like a few things. Number one, I feel like we give them a ton of autonomy, right? Yeah. So there's a ton of autonomy, and we're available to help them as they see fit. Right.
But we're not like tapping on their shoulder.
I'm not a micromanager.
No.
And like I think one of the biggest things that we allow our team to do is to make mistakes. Like,
we're all under 30. We have to.
Yeah, 100%. Marykate and I make mistakes every single day, and I think the biggest thing that we do is just we do our best to own it, learn from it, and move on. And like, you know, I see some other people in the industry, they would get like freaked out over, you know, oh my God, like this commission check is so and so sort of deal. Like when I'm at my most successful, like it the dollars and cents don't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter if it's $180,000 deal or a $600,000 deal. Like,
you're getting the same treatment.
It's the same treatment. I go to bat the
Just
same way.
Almost harder for the. The money means more when you're a lower price point.
100%.
It's almost like we work harder for those people sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, I think it's autonomy. I think it's the ability to make mistakes. And like I think the other thing that we do well is, like, you know, we provide a culture. This office, I think, is a huge part of it. And we provide a culture of having fun. You know, we like to be the party, and we like to, you know, bring the party wherever we go, because life's short. Like, all of us, I think we're all, you know, some sort of you know, lost puppy in this life.
Yeah.
I most definitely am 100%.
You're number one lost puppy.
Yeah, number one lost puppy. And so, you know, we've been trying to figure out, hey, what's the direction with our life? Because, like, our life has drastically changed. Like, thank God we have this business and this team that's able to, you know, sustain, because it is just wild. I know we're touching on a lot of subjects here, but, like, it is just wild. Like, some people have to ask permission. We go to the doctor's office, like, hey, do you need a doctor's note? And I'm like, no. Like,
right. You have to ask. Right. Yeah. They're shocked when you come to every appointment. Like, they're shocked Dad's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, think about that. You wouldn't even be able to get out of work to go to your kids' doctor's appointments.
Yeah. And it's just like,
or that, like, that's the culture. Yeah. That, like, dads don't show up. Right. It's just, that's not even an option for us.
Like that's the culture. And another thing, like, I want to touch on, like, that we have here is, like, real estate is very much, you know, what you put into it, you get out of it.
Yes.
But you also need to protect your mental health. Like,
yes.
So we're very big into, you know, it's an open, honest culture here where if these guys need to take a day, just text in the group chat, hey, I need to take a day.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So take your day. I take my days. You have to take your days.
I just took 2 weeks.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely have to, you know, take your days.
Personal, business, whatever. Sometimes the business gets the best of you. You got to take a break. Sometimes personal stuff pops up. You don't need to ask for a vacation here. You don't need to ask for a sick day. Like, you just do what you got to do.
No, honestly, I try to get everybody to go on more vacations.
I know. We try to get them to take more days if we can.
When you go on vacation, you sell more houses.
I know. That's when you get the most busy.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, like that's what we got going on, you know, team wise.
Yeah. So back to the team. Like, do you see us growing? Like, where do you see our team going in the future? Do you see us growing? Like, what do you think about the team?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out right now.
We talk about this a lot.
Yeah, and I think we can see, and I think the team would attest to it as well too. Like, I was just looking back right before we hopped on this, because I saw, you know, our notes and stuff, like, hey, like, is it working, right? Is what we're doing working? And it is. Yeah. Right. And it is. So in a market where transactions are down across the country and locally as well too, and in a space where, you know, the average agent out there is selling 4 houses a year, right?
It's 4 houses a year. That's crazy.
So, like, that's, you know, nothing wrong with the average agent.
No.
Compass does their best to hold us to a higher standard. Right.
Full-timers, people that are selling a certain threshold.
Correct. Like this
These
is what
are not
we do,
half-ass agents, right?
Yeah. So in terms of, like, the team, we're up on transactions from last year. We're up on volume,
which is
year
crazy.
over year.
Which is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And like
I look at that house and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, it's almost the end of June, and like that house over there is like filling up.
It's getting there. It's got a nice foundation.
It's got a nice foundation built, a strong foundation.
Yeah.
We'll see where, you know, second half of the year takes us.
For sure. And we're excited for the second half of the year. And in terms of like what I think, like I think we put a lot of gas on this gas pedal the last 3 years.
Yep.
And then there was a lot of gas coming out of the year,
End
sort
of
of deal.
2022 especially.
Yeah, end of 2022, beginning of 2023, like we all had our foot on the gas pedal, and like I think life punched everybody here in the face.
Yeah, in like
Big time.
January, February, March.
Yeah, I know it punched me. I know it punched you.
Hard.
I know it punched everyone here. Pat, did you get punched in the face by life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
So everybody here got punched in the face, right?
I think everybody did everywhere, but I think especially real estate people.
Especially real estate people, and then just like mentally and personally for all of our
Everybody's
team as well
had
too.
something in their personal life hit hard on our team.
Yeah.
Like hard, and we don't need to get into it. But I would say look at where they sit. Every single one of these people have had a hard punch in the face this year.
Correct. And I think what that's done is, and this goes back to what my real estate coach Steve Scholl talks about, like, hey, it's not how much business you do, it's how you do it.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? Money is limitless. You can make as much money as you want. You can't get your time back.
No.
Right?
Or your sanity or your mental health.
Sanity back.
Right.
So, like, if you got to go tear it up in Nash Vegas for your brother's bachelor party,
go
tear it up.
I'm jealous as shit.
Like, go tear it up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If we need to go to Arlington to bury our grandmother,
go.
Like, go and be there fully. And if there's BS that pops off there, like,
right.
it's all
if you got to stay
good.
longer than you thought.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you buy a house and you need to rip out the whole entire basement, go do it.
2 days before settlement.
Go do it, right? Go do it up.
Yeah.
Go do it up.
Crazy.
So,
those are 3 good examples, yeah.
3 perfect examples.
If you need to be miserable and pregnant for the last 2 weeks and sit in bed and cry.
Correct. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. And so, like, I think we've all kind of taken on different roles. So, like, where we're at sort of deal is like, Cole's been with us the longest. I would say he's more of a veteran, so we're looking at him to, step up. Like, hey, dude, you got to get referrals from past clients. You got to get your own clients, sort of deal.
Which he has.
Like, you've seen it, right?
Yeah,
so he stepped up there. Yeah. And like Jade, kind of like buyer heavy, and like kind of what I like sat down with towards the end of the year was, and like we've had this discussion. We go back and forth on it. Like, hey, like, I don't want to be servicing as much business. I want to be involved, but not as actively like showing houses, because we have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Right. We have a lot going on here. Right.
Properties
I want to be home
take care of, right.
for bedtime. Right. Yeah. I want to be there, in the morning. Right. And
take
still
her to swim lessons. Go to the doctor's appointments.
Yeah. And this is the big thing about running a business. Like, it's on. Like, I feel like my biggest role here in the team is to generate business, to bring in business.
Correct.
And
so back to the question, do you see us growing the team?
Yeah, I do, but I see us growing like organically.
Yeah.
So
kind of like how everyone's already come on.
For sure.
We're not out there actively recruiting.
No, and there is like some.
This office is small. We don't got room for many more desks.
Yeah, but like what I kind of see and like envision is like each of these people getting their buddy underneath them, right?
Yeah.
Like right. I had my Cole Cyber.
Everyone finding their
right. Yeah, so you need to find your
their pipeline a little bit.
Yeah. So their pipeline. In the meantime, they have each other.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And our new girl Jordan, she's filled in great.
She's not new anymore. She's like 6 months in.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. Crazy how much time has gone by.
Yeah, so we're very excited for her. She has a natural, inclination to kind of generate business on her own.
Right.
So I'm excited to, see her and be able to,
watch her grow. Yeah,
watch her grow, and then now, more so, I feel like I'm in a much better position now, more so to like help out.
Yeah.
Right. Because
especially as we get childcare figured out and the baby situation.
Yeah, because like it's been
Mark's
a lot.
Gonna have a great summer. She's with Riley. She's with your mom. She's with your sister. She's gonna have a great summer. Yeah. And this one's gonna be chilling in the swing.
Yeah. So in terms of growing the team, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We're
not looking to stunt our growth by any means, but we're also not actively looking to grow the team. I feel like that's fair to say.
Yeah,
we're not
very
recruiting
fair to
anyone.
Say. No.
But if the right person comes along, we'll see.
For sure. Like, stars most definitely need to align. We definitely say no to way more people
than we say yes to. Correct,
yeah. And like,
well, it's just because he has a jive. Like, sometimes we've met with people and we're like, you are not going to fit in here.
No.
And
then some people you can just kind of know from.
And then you have Jordan, who just like won't take no for an answer, and we're just like, we respect the hustle.
Yeah. You respect the hustle.
Yeah.
And then you have people like Pat, who just hit it off with everybody
right from the jump. Yeah.
But yeah. So I will give kudos. I'm very, very proud of the team.
Right.
And that, like, you know, this is our first cast of characters that, like, Marykate and I have assembled. Like, Marykate knew
Wild.
Cole, I knew Cole, and then I met Connor. We both met Connor. And then I was like, hey, Jade's coming.
Whether we like it or not.
And Marykate was like, I'm having a baby tomorrow.
Right.
And I was like, hey, all right, cool. So, like, got them all
Thank
together
God, yeah.
in the melting pot. And I think, like, after
that all happened crazy fast.
yeah, after like a year of melting together, I think that they've learned to, you know, work, and we're just proud of them, and literally sky's the limit for them, and I would literally go to war for any of these kids.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm
And
a peaceful man, but
we do think like real estate's trending towards teams. You've
Not
been on
kids,
multiple
professionals.
You've
Yeah.
been on multiple teams. You've been a solo agent. You've seen both sides, and you've been on big teams, smaller team, you know, whatever. You've kind of bounced around,
Mm-hmm.
and like you do think real estate's trending towards teams, correct?
100%.
And why do you think that is?
100%. There's just so much that goes into it. So like I even feel sometimes I'm like, oh, like, you know, like I'm not, you know, I guess when it comes to like teams and stuff like that, like what I've really realized is like I'm not the best at everything.
Duh.
Right. So we talk about this, you know, the 20-80 principle. So 20% of your activities will produce 80% of your results. So the more time that I can spend on that 20%, which for me is just kind of being me. So it's going to the Italian festival,
Being out.
it's going out,
Right.
like
Calling people, checking in on people.
yeah, calling people, checking in on
Having
people,
events.
playing golf, seeing people randomly, going to events, right, and just being out and about,
Right.
is what I do best.
Right.
Networking with agents, like, you know,
Getting
being on Zoom
referrals.
calls,
Right.
being
Being
on,
on
you
these
know,
panels.
6Mers, et cetera, like whatever it is kind of like what I do best. So, having said that, like, you know, like the team does a lot better at some other stuff. So
Yeah, everybody's
you know,
got their strengths.
listing presentations, seller presentations, a buyer presentation, stuff like that. Like these guys all, you know, have honed their craft over the last year and like are good to get in there and handle that stuff and like service
Yeah.
the clients. So
So yeah, real estate's trending towards teams, I think, for that reason, because everybody has their strengths and we all need to lean into our strengths. And also I think because it's unsustainable as yourself. You can't go on vacation. You can't
Correct.
do anything.
No,
you literally can't. I don't like imagine
Yeah.
like I look back to like our honeymoon, like you sold 4 houses on our honeymoon. Like, yeah, you might have written the contract, but like Cole did the showings.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like I would say just like the biggest thing is just like the accountability and just not being like by yourself.
Right. It sucks being by yourself.
It does stink. Yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh.
like yeah, like even
Who
if
wants
you
to be alone?
No.
Like
no,
I never played solo sports. Like I never played tennis or you know, those
I
types of solo
wrestled,
sports.
so-
You did play a solo sport.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
baby. He's donezo. We gotta wrap it up. Yeah, so
And-
you wrestled. You've been on a solo
Yeah,
solo
being
sport.
in there it
Sucks.
It's just you. Like if you're getting your
Yeah.
butt whooped, it's just you.
Yeah, no
right?
thanks.
But if
No
I can look
thanks.
around and like I'm like, all right guys, like it's all good. We all got punched in the face. Like let's reevaluate. Let's get back after it.
He's hungry.
You hungry?
All right, and then to wrap it up, do we see ourselves growing our family team? Not
anytime
right
soon,
now. No time soon as our baby cries at the end of the
Anytime
podcast. Yeah, no time soon. We love our babies, and I think you and I are definitely meant to procreate. I think our babies are absolutely stunning, and I would love to have more beautiful babies. I just don't know if I can physically
No, we're
carry
definitely
them.
looking into adoption.
or like foster care.
Yeah.
I would love a third, but I just don't know if I can be pregnant again.
No, nor do I think I want you pregnant. You look
Yeah, I'm
great
just over
today.
it. Thanks. No, we're just over it. Being pregnant
Green is definitely your color.
a lot. Thanks.
Yeah.
Redhead.
Brings out the eyes.
Green's good on redheads. All right, cool. So let's wrap this up. I think that was a good episode. I think we bounced around a lot, but I think we got the bulk of what we needed done. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's it on teams growing we've just grew our team, and we have continued to grow our team here in the office, and we'll see. Sky's the limit. I would love like a beach team someday. Like I'd love an office at the beach. Like I think that'd be sweet. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you want to remind the people what beach or what?
Probably CL, but Jade and Cole both want to be in Rehoboth, like Rehoboth Dewey. So who knows?
Yeah, for sure. Why not? Like, yeah.
Then we got to get our Jersey licenses, though.
Yeah. So that's what it's, trending towards. Yeah.
Because then we can service our people everywhere.
Yeah. Like if that's.
And then we get the Florida license with the Florida house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
That's what people are doing.
We're only 30. We are only 30.
I know.
We got a solid 30 years ahead of us.
You're 30 and a.
30 and a half. It's my half birthday. Well, you're older than me.
I know, right? I'm so old.
You're 30 and a half in like 2 weeks.
I know. I'm older than you, so.
I know. Barely.
I'm already 30 and a half.
As I said, already. All right, wrap it up. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Doors are always open. Call us for anything. If you want to Surfside, drinks, I'm back on the drinking market. Get excited. Now that we got this new carrier, he can
Where are you taking me on a date?
We're doing Bardea. Next week.
Nice.
First date. First date in months. In a year.
What, Wednesday,
Probably since
July
we got
5th?
pregnant with him.
What night? Wednesday, July 5th or what?
I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you, guys. And, we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.